Here we are now on Crusaders TV, and unfortunately for the final time this year will be the final edition of Coach's Corner with Tim Fragle. Tim, your group coming off another second round playoff exit this season. Just talk about the playoffs as a whole. I know last time we chatted we kind of talked about the regular season, but you guys got a big first round series against Fort McMurray, advancing the second round for the fourth year in a row, and then coming up against Spruce Grove for the third time. And unfortunately just a slow start to the series was the downfall for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in round one, I thought we had an exceptional game 1 and 2 up in Fort McMurray, getting the split up there, and then when we came home, we elevated our game in game 3 and in game 4, just to another level that maybe we hadn't seen all year, made ourselves into the second round, and real happy with the way we played in the first round. And then we got into that second round against Spruce. We just weren't right in the first 2 games in particular. We showed a little bit of better strides in game 3. Still come up short on that one. Our mindset wasn't right. Our discipline wasn't right. But then after game 3, we did a lot of soul searching and played much better hockey in game 4 and 5, and actually game 6 as well. Made a series of it. Unfortunately, I mean, spot the best team in Canada, a 3-series lead. It's definitely an uphill battle there. Just disappointed that we, couldn't take that next step this year. As you said, we've been into the second round 4 years in a row, and I think we're right up there. I think 4th in the most playoff games played in the last 5 years. But we just haven't been able to take that next step. And I think, from a coaching perspective, if you could avoid playing the number 1 team in the second round every year, I think you give yourself a better chance to get out of that second round. So I think this kind of goes back to those 4 or 5 games that you let slip away every year, and then or this past year, pardon me, and then the injuries, how our season could have been a bit different without some key guys gone for some extended period of times. But nonetheless, all that aside, I still thought that, even though we were down 3-0 that series, we did push back and still were in that series and had a chance. And, to lose 2-1 at home in Game 6 was definitely a heartbreaking loss.
Oh, for sure. And, it seemed like Spruce Grove learned from last year and really came out of the gates. Did you get a sense that was the kind of the case with them too?
Absolutely. I mean, they learned from last year, and we were, pretty good in Game 1 and 2 last year against them, and the roles reversed this year, and they were exceptionally good and ready to go, and we weren't. And I mean, I said they were good. Like I think that it was kind of on both of our shoulders because we were that bad. We weren't that good. So, and we just weren't in the right mind space for those first couple games in Spruce Grove, and that's the disappointing part that as coaches we take responsibility for. Considering how well we played in round 1, that's maybe caught us off guard in game 1 in the Spruce series, but no excuses after that.
Well, let's talk about some of the players in the postseason. Obviously, you guys rallied in that series to make it interesting. Some guys stepped up. Tommy Nixon saw some action. Then in the first round, Dane Phaneuf, your captain, was fantastic. Talk about some of the guys in your mind that you thought really elevated their game postseason.
Yeah, I mean, I thought in the playoffs, I thought, Zach Klassen had exceptional round 1 series against Fort Mac, which can't be forgotten. And I think, in that series in particular, you look at the way Dane played. Phaneuf, he was exceptional. Arthur Gordon was exceptional. And, what I liked probably more so than just 2 or 3 guys being exceptional is that we could play 4 lines in 6D, and everybody was contributing. We had first-year guys in doing well, and that was real good to see in round 1. And then you get yourself into round 2. I mean, you could take out the first couple games because I don't think anybody was really good. But in particular, in Game 4 here with the win, I thought there were some good things there by a lot of players on our team. We played a pretty good game here to win that tight 3-2 game. Tommy was pretty good. And then in Game 5, you look at going into their rink and scoring 6.
Not many people do that.
Yeah, probably playing one of our better games of the year. And Arthur was exceptional, Gordon in that game, and Tommy again was good, and Malpe was solid, and guys like Kruper and and guys like that just gave you, a little bit more. And then in Game 6 here, I thought it was a pretty even game back and forth. I liked our bench play, similar to like how we played in round 1.
I know it's a little far away, but let's talk about next year. This team, a lot of guys eligible to come back, albeit your 20-year-olds depart as well as Tommy Nixon, so everyone else can come back. Do you expect to have everyone back in camp?
Yeah, we expect to have everybody back in camp. I mean, some big losses with our 20-year-olds leaving and Tommy as well. But the message has been to the guys here in the last week here with some meetings, some year-end meetings, is that you've got to do your work over the summer. And just because you played here last year does not mean anything that you'll be back here next year. We're striving for more, and we want guys that want that same mindset to get better every day and expect more of themselves. So good makeup, but at the same time they've got to put in the work in the off season, as will some guys recruiting that we're going after, and as we look forward to spring camp starting tomorrow.
Is there something that you feel that this team missed this year? I know you spoke about depth in years past, and you had it this year. Is there something missing from this year's team that you're going to try and get for next year?
Yeah, I think we had as good a depth as we've had, but obviously some scoring throughout, a little bit of depth scoring would help. We had quality, good two-way depth guys, no question. But I think that the one thing we could have used was maybe a couple other lines contributing a little bit more offensively. So we look to hopefully fix that. And you see guys, and you've been here long enough, but most people that follow, you see guys in that second year take that next step. So we've got about 10 forwards that fit that mold, where we're going to expect more out of them. Offensively, but also structural wise, and we think we got a good mix there. So, but those guys have to put in the work. It's not just going to happen, and you got to be focused on getting bigger, stronger, faster every year, and trying to improve your weaknesses. And that was the message to the guys. And
lastly, spring camp, as you said, this weekend, first week in April. How many guys are you expecting to bring from this camp to main camp?
Yeah, we have probably right now looking about 40 guys out of this camp into our main camp. So as you can imagine, it'll be competitive with 9 teams in spring camp here. And gives us a good look to identify the 1999 age group, those first-year midgets. We have a large contingent of those guys there, so guys that we like to see that are maybe a year or two down the road. But, we look forward to spring camp. It's kind of the kickoff to start of next season because, at this point we get our main camp list. We start making commitments to players and those types of things, so it's kind of the start of next season.
All right, Tim. Well, it should be an exciting weekend here at the Sherwood Park Arena, and thanks a lot for doing these all season long, and enjoy your off season.
Thank you.